Exiled Couple King Charles gave them forever. Because they are troublemakers. Harry and Meghan's truth won't last. Here's why the professional troublemakers will not mind tearing down the monarchy and why the palace must fight back. The eyes of the world are focused right now on the UK, so the future of the monarchy has united to mourn the loss of Queen Elizabeth II. For probably billions of people all over the world, this has been a pretty dramatic and emotional time, and interestingly enough, it seems like the Fab Four have called the truth. People all around the world were watching as the warring brothers Prince Harry and Prince William, as well as their warring wives, walked together in a rare appearance to greet the Queen's mourners and also look at the flowers and the gifts that were left outside of Buckingham Palace, where the Queen's coffin returned Tuesday after its 500-mile journey from Scotland. After they left the UK, Meghan and Harry accused the royal family of many things, including being racist and showing cruelty towards Meghan. But now even Oprah believes that there's hope for a royal reconciliation. What's going to happen next, though, is anybody's guess, but here is my take on the whole situation. I think this truth is only temporary. I think this is actually more of a ceasefire than a true truth. I never really had any strong feelings about the royal family until Harry and Meghan came onto the scene. Since then, I've come to understand that there's a lot to appreciate when it comes to the royal family, especially the example that was set by the Queen. What an inspiring woman. But I also understand something else. Meghan does not mind destroying the royal family. In fact, she wants to. And here's why: Harry and Meghan only care about Harry and Meghan. And when they're stirring up chaos, business is good for them. These professional malcontents have made their decision. They left town. They decided they didn't want to be working royals anymore. Being royal just wasn't good enough for them. No, they decided they want to be A-list celebrities in the US. They want to make Barack and Michelle Obama kind of money off of podcast and streaming deals. And maybe most importantly, they don't want to play second fiddle to anybody. Let's call a spade a spade. Meghan and Harry want to be King Harry and Queen Meghan. Now, there was a bit of upset this week after the family updated the line of succession to the throne. Prince William is now in that number 2 slot, right after King Charles and Prince William's 3 kids, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, are next up. And then we've got Harry and his children, Archie and Lily Betts. But they did not officially receive the titles Prince and Princess, which is their birthright as the grandchildren of a monarch. I mean, who really cares? Yeah, I know, but I think there's one person that cares a lot. And who is that person? And this is just one of the many insignificant but perceived slides that may convince Harry and Meghan to once again run to Oprah and tell a bunch of dirty secrets about the royal family. They can never expect to have the spotlight focused on them the way that it is on William and Catherine. They made it clear over the past 2 years that's an unacceptable way for them to live. They don't want to be royals, remember? So since they can't have what they really want, which is to be the king and queen, they're gonna go for the next best thing, which is to keep everybody fighting. See, in their mind, they can make better business deals if people are not getting along. And it's true, they cannot make the same kind of money from inside of the royal family as they can from being outside of it, victimized and estranged. It's a lot easier for them to get attention and to show off their increasingly progressive political beliefs. If everyone has to pick a side, it is in their best interest to keep people divided. And let's remember that Harry has his memoir coming out that he's got to promote somehow, but they need to be careful because the tides of public opinion are turning. Since the Queen passed away, there is a lot of grief, respect, and understanding for just how big a role she played in the world. And there's also the very human aspect of it all. For the last few years of her life, the Queen had to deal with the drama that Harry and Meghan brought onto her and the rest of the family, so it really helps to put things into perspective. Just ask people like Piers Morgan or Sharon Osbourne, and now criticism of Harry and Meghan is a lot more common and it doesn't receive the same kind of backlash in the media that it did once upon a time. Even Don Lemon had to concede that Meghan was coming from a place of privilege before she got with Harry. Yeah, to say that somebody is privileged is basically a slur these days. Even Oprah herself said that she hopes that with the passing of Queen Elizabeth, Harry and Meghan have a chance to make peace with their family. And isn't that the point of all of this? According to polls that were done recently, the monarchy is supported by a plurality of people across most age groups in the UK, and it's among over 65-year-old people where the level of support is the highest. That sits at 77% now. Younger demographic groups are progressively more likely to be against the monarchy. 31% of 18 to 24-year-olds said that they prefer to have an elected head of state. So does this mean the end of the monarchy? Well, I can't say. You know, I'm just an American, so I will leave that for my friends in the UK to debate. But there is something I do know. If Harry and Meghan proceed even the tiniest of flights, or even if they start running out of money, they're gonna go right back to their crusade against the royal family. And I don't care if Oprah is now trying to act like she hopes for reconciliation. If they try to go back on her show to spew more vicious allegations, she's gonna welcome them. And just like the last disastrous interview, she's gonna let them say whatever they want. So the progressive stars of the US media are gonna happily welcome them back into the fold. They'll be happy to talk about how awful British and American culture really is. And I noticed that Meghan did not look very comfortable during the walkabout, and, you know, she should feel uncomfortable. As for the people on their side who did shake their hands and smile at them, I've got to say that's pretty two-faced. We know that most people are not fans of them, and people ignoring their feelings. Just to touch the hands of somebody in the spotlight is absolutely disgusting. So please, friends, do not be fooled. This truth is only temporary. We know that Meghan and Harry are desperate for footage with the royal family so that they can pretend that they're still relevant and so they can please their Netflix posses. But they can never, ever be trusted again. Not by the British people, and for sure not by the royal family. Oprah needs to remember too, that a lot of this is her fault. She didn't hold to account statements that were later shown to be incorrect. As the Queen once said, recollections may vary. So I'm afraid that this is the reality of things now, and if the King and Prince William want to have a chance, then they need to start fighting back against Meghan and Harry. William and Catherine should really try to make their case to the Gen Z people of the world. Maybe they can discuss how they want to continue the legacy that the Queen has left behind, and they want to work hard to maintain the critically important relationship between the US and the UK. And I wish they would finally fight back a little bit against these self-serving attacks on their characters. Because if they don't do that, I'm afraid that centuries of tradition are only going to be used as fodder for the budding career of King Harry and Queen Meghan. There is a lot of love and respect for the Queen, so anything negative that they try to say about her after she's already passed away is not going to help them. And you, what do you think about Meghan and Harry? Please tell me what you think below in the comments section. If you think my video is helpful, please remember to like and share video. And don't forget to follow page now. Thank you.